right, so we have one more speaker, and we appreciate it. Guys, don't forget to stop by all these booths. They're not going to break down. You guys are going to be able to mingle a little bit. Live free! Or die! Live free! Or die! Outstanding. This next person, once again, you know, it's fun to be in New Hampshire. Most of you people know the people that we introduced to the stage, and some of you have learned some new people, which is great. To know that you're not alone. Isn't it nice to know that you're not alone as a patriot, that there are other people out there who are pushing the cause and helping us out? It's wonderful. Well, long before we all got involved in this, and long before we got into the battle, there were a few people who were in the trenches. There were a few people who put the bayonets on and were jabbing as much as they could. And this next person, who is just a blessing, not only to our state, but to our country, and a blessing to everybody that gets to be involved in her life. This next person, she and I had some fun last fall, so to speak. We joined a candidate as a campaign team, and that candidate went away. But we had a great time getting to know each other. And she truly is, if you can say a person is a living saint, and I know she's far too humble to admit this, this next person truly is. A great, great daughter of New Hampshire. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Karen Testerman.
Okay, save your watches, hold them way up high. Thank you, Jeff. And welcome back, Jack. We are so glad to have Jack back. And I want to say thank you to Jerry DeLamus for standing in the gap like a good, true Marine. We need those Marines. And quite honestly, I want to say thank you to all of our military, especially our guys overseas. We lose one or two every day, and we never hear about them, but they're out there, and their families are out there. And so, Natalie, thank you for all you've done to raise our awareness about what goes on. It's an honor and a privilege to be here, and I want to say thank you for coming out on this glorious day. It's beautiful. We've been totally blessed. But friends, it's time to stop letting the media and the left define our positions. We've got to stop accepting their criticisms. And if the media won't cooperate with us and put out our message, then we have to talk. And we have to talk a little bit louder. And then we need to get up on top of the rooftops and we need to start shouting. And what are we going to shout about? Let me tell you. Let's start with the mandate that we were given to Concord in 2010. We the people said stop the social engineering and the redefining of our families. We the people said stop the economic freefall. And we the people said stop the government intrusion into our lives. Under the leadership of Speaker Bill O'Brien, there have been major steps in the right direction. In time to shout from the rooftops. There are 10,000 more New Hampshire residents that are working today. There are 4,500 fewer people who are unemployed. Why? Because under Speaker O'Brien's leadership, our business climate is improving, and our business leaders are starting to gain confidence in the system again. This General Court has reduced or repealed 43 of the 100 onerous fees and regulations that were imposed on us by the previous administrations. Yes, give them a hand. That's something to shout about. And here's some more real good news. According to the Tax Foundation and their rating on business friendliness, we're no longer at the bottom of the heap. We now are at 46 and we're still climbing. That's something to shout about. Under Speaker O'Brien, the House initiated and reinstated the law that parents should be notified when their daughters wanted to seek major medical treatment. The Senate agreed, and they managed to, I'm sorry, This is a new thing. Okay. One there. And the House overrode the governor's veto. Yes, that's something we're shouting about. But friends, we're in a war for the heart and soul of America. And it's time that we started to do what is right and moral. I, for one, am sick and tired of those who duck their responsibilities with statements like, it's just about the economy and jobs. We can't raise the social issues because we'll turn off the moderates and the independents. Or we just don't have enough votes to put it forth. That kind of rhetoric is symbolic of a people without a compass. And it's utter nonsense, and it demonstrates weakness. Our founding fathers said, we hold these truths to be self-evident. We are endowed by our Creator. So let's talk about some of the fundamentals that our Creator commanded us to do. We get our direction from our Creator and not from laws or a party platform. You shall have no other God before you. That means not Democrat, not Republican, not Libertarian, and yes, not Tea Party. We are not supposed to be the gods. We, the people, are supposed to honor the God of this universe. You shall not make for yourselves an image in the form of anything in heaven above, or the earth beneath, or in the waters below. You shall not worship them. It's time to stop worshiping the environment. God gave it to us to manage, not to worship. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. And I don't know about you folks, but I am sick and tired of the coarseness of our daily dialogue. It's time to clean it up. Remember the Sabbath. Keep it holy. Families need time to be together, and our 24/7 society needs to take a day off. And to tell the youth athletic departments and programs to avoid Sundays. Honor your father and mother. Every child has both and deserves to be raised by them. The state needs to quit telling parents how to raise their children, whether it's in the medical area, whether it's in our education, or even where to learn to drive. The state is not our nanny. You shall not murder. This includes the 1 million unborn that we kill every year. Don't give my tax dollars to these death factories and tell me it's family planning. Hitler defined the Jews as non-human and slaughtered them. But aren't we doing the same thing with the babies created in the image of our Creator? You shall not commit adultery. When did cheating on your most solemn vow become acceptable? If I can't trust you to keep this kind of a promise, how can I trust you in other areas? If you are an elected official, why should I trust you? And why do we legalize the breaking of promises in no-fault divorce? You shall not steal. This includes the government stealing of my money through unnecessary taxes. It also means no more Ponzi schemes like the FRM, where our government watchdogs were supposed to be doing a job and instead left our friends with empty bags. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. And yet, I did it too fast. And yet, when someone calls and tells you that, we laugh all the time when somebody tells us that you can tell a politician is lying when he moves his lips. And yet we have these politicians out here all over and we keep re-electing them. We can't do that anymore, folks. You shall not covet. This means you are not owed your neighbor's property or money just because they're successful. No more socialism. It's wrong. It's time also to quit living like those in Washington, D.C. If you are living off of credit cards or other people's money, it's time to cut them up and stop. If we don't want to become a cashless society, we have to start paying cash. and live like no one else. You know, Ronald Reagan said that there are no easy answers. There's simple answers. But we have to have the courage to do what is morally right. We're Americans not because of our blood relationships. We are Americans because we are united in our devotion to principles and values that are outlined in our Declaration of Independence. We're in a war, friends. Are you willing to fight for our liberties? Are you willing to do what is right? Are you willing to defend the design that was handed down to us by our Creator? Will you stand with me? Will you go out and talk? Will you be unabashed about your Americanism? Yes. Will you talk about our accomplishments? Shout them from the rooftops. Let's do it. Let's do it right. Thank you. I want to make one brief announcement. I'm part of a group called Smart Girl Politics right now, and on July 14th, we are having an Armed and Fabulous Day down at the Londonderry Fish and Game. Armed and Fabulous, we're going to learn about our guns. We're going to learn how to handle them. If you already know, come down and join us anyway and have some fun. It'll be from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the Londonderry Fish and Game, July 14th. So, you know, Second Amendment, here we are.
Great job.
Thanks.
GrokTV.